First off, if you ever find a novel I've written under some sweaters in the attic, that something's going wrong anyway.
Yeah, I'd be confused and be like, you know words? You write words?
I don't wear sweaters. That's the confusing part.
The Ponder Freak Podcast starts now.
What is up, Ponder Freak Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Ponder Freak Podcast, a podcast that thinks too deeply into hypotheticals, real scenarios, and random questions. I am your host, Stephen Kelley, and the other host who is here today, someone you've never heard before.
My name is Hemi.
See, I see what you did there. You should have you should have changed your name slightly.
What? Hemi?
I am Hemi. The Arabic.
I just wanted to come in with a little bit of a different energy since I was someone new. But we'll get right back to the regular energy. Hey, everyone, it's me!
Which is still pretty amped, if we're being honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm sure you've noticed by now that the Ponder Freak Podcast is the featured podcast on Podcast Republic. You can listen on either Podcast Republic's website or the Podcast Republic Android app. Go to the Google Play Store and download the Podcast Republic app. It is a fantastic app that allows you to get all your favorite podcasts directly on your Android device. Make sure to set Ponder Freak as a favorite. We would appreciate it so you don't miss any new episodes. Again, the app is Podcast Republic, available on your Android device.
Boy, do we have a day planned. Oh, what, Steven? Are you wondering what today's plan is? Do you wonder what we're going to talk about?
This feels kind of like a Sesame Street kind of thing where you got to really help lead people. Like you got to give them extra information because it's kids watching. That's what it felt like.
Are you on the edge of your seat, Steven?
Well, now you're trying to sell me something, and yes, I am. Absolutely.
Oh, good. Okay, awesome. So I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. So this is a seemingly true story, as everything else that we do is.
Well, not.
But this was on Reddit, but it was deleted.
Ooh.
But I have a snippet of the story here, which I think is enough anyway.
Okay.
And yeah, it's great. So I'm not going to read you the title because that gives everything away. I'm just going to read through it and then I'll read the title at the end. Yeah. Okay. And before I get into the story, I just want you guys to know this deals with a boyfriend and a girlfriend situation. Okay. So just to let you know, it's a relationship thing. So here goes. I started looking through some boxes and I found this notebook buried under a bunch of old sweaters. I had never seen it before and it was really odd to find it here because, like I said, she keeps her notebooks in her study. I was curious, so I started reading. The novel starts out with her finding a wishing stone, which grants her any one wish. She makes a very specific and detailed wish to become High Queen of the entire world, with everyone reporting to her, while still allowing every nation to have their governments and rulers, but she can tweak their laws as she wishes. She ends up living in a grand palace and meets with delegates from every country to discuss the world events and to yay or nay certain rules or policies being enacted. I was enjoying the story thus far.
Wait, hold on. I have a guess. All right. The girlfriend is Hillary Clinton.
What? I don't
she
know.
wanted to be the High Queen. She would love to tweak laws in other nations as she sees fit, I would argue. No?
That's
not close?
Well, you know what? You might be spot on, and as I continue reading, you might laugh a little harder with that in mind.
Please.
And now I'm glad that every listener now has Hillary Clinton in mind as I continue to read through this story, because you're not going to be able to get that out of your head.
Right. And I'm not crapping on her. It was just a funny fit for people that are, for or against. It's all good. All right, keep going, Hemi. Sorry,
Oh,
I just
yeah,
had to.
totally. Yeah,
I had to interject.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm glad you did because here it goes. Then she meets with the head of her black squad. That's in parentheses.
What?
Oh, sorry.
Both words
My
are
bad.
just black.
Wow. All right, let me. It wasn't even parentheses. It was actually. All right, hold on. Then she meets with the. Remake the joke. All right. Then she meets with the head of her black squad, which is in quotation marks.
Okay.
A squad of trained assassins and kidnappers.
Which word was in quotation marks?
But it was black squad.
Both of them, not just black.
Yes, it was actually just black.
Okay, just making sure there wasn't an extra layer of what. Okay. So this high queen has trained assassins. I feel like there's okay. I don't think I want to connect Hillary to this anymore, but I think some people would.
It's too late. You've already connected her. So...
No, I was just making a joke.
No, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. No, it's fine. It's fine. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Why does she need assassins? She's already in charge. Like what?
Well, you'll see.
All right. Okay.
She commands her black squad to kidnap women who have been in my life romantically and platonically. She kills off my exes after pages of psychological and physical tortures. She ruins the careers of platonic friends and makes their families shun them and drives some of them to commit suicide. The only people she doesn't target are ones she deems have been respectful of our relationship, which according to her in this book means dressing appropriately around me, liking Facebook pictures / statuses that have both of us in it instead of just me, and keeping discussions of their personal lives to me to a minimum.
Oh man, these people's lives are in danger and they don't even know it. The funny part about this, so let's say you're a girlfriend, right? And you're a little bit nuts about this kind of stuff. You get envious really quick. Like this stuff irks you to no end.
Right.
But you understand yourself. You're like, I need to just put this craziness in a book, get it out that way. If she's doing that, high fives. You're good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
If you're doing this in real life, you need to pump the brakes. Get a little help.
Oh, of course.
Think about it. Talk to your significant other. But if this girl / girlfriend, whatever, is, I'm just going to put my crazy in a book, going to hide it in the attic, whatever, that's actually kind of funny, and I'm cool with it.
Yeah. I'd like to go down that path because the other path, I don't think I didn't get that from reading the story, only because she was like, I'm the high priestess of the world and I choose it's like she basically wrote like the most I'm the biggest control freak on the planet book.
Yes.
Is basically what she wrote,
That's
which
true.
is hilarious. No, but that's funny and and that's fine. And the way that she wrote it is hilarious. So
Yes.
my hope is that she means no ill intent.
Yeah.
But she's just, venting her frustrations in the way that, she chose.
A healthier way.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But of course, if you ever find a book like this, you should probably talk with the person, make sure everything's fine.
That she...
Make sure everything is good.
Well, she is driven and ambitious. Wow. Well, my concern is she's in charge of the world, and right now, world hunger, there's wars going on, and she's like, you know what? Let's track down these few ladies that have kind of slightly interfered with my relationship, or maybe not even intentionally did, probably just liked the picture, and torture them.
You got to get right down to the important things.
Yeah. Let's skip all the big thing. You're in charge of the world, but what's my boyfriend up to? Who do I have to kill?
That's so funny. Oh, man, that's great. So what would you do if you were in this situation? If you were the guy and you were reading this story, how would you feel?
Well, I think it depends how she is in real life and how long you've been together. I would assume if you're finding stuff in the attic, you're living together, so it's been a while. So we'll just play it from there. If she's really chill and cool in real life, then I'd just be like, oh, this is weird. Like, I'd bring it up like, hey, what is this about? Is this like you venting or whatever? I'd be playful and whatnot. But if there's like hints of this in real life and I find this, I'm like, oh, this is just adding more red flags.
Yeah, for sure.
We need to have a conversation, but... Because, I mean, she does want to torture and kill people in his life. Let's not kid around. She wrote this down.
Yeah.
You could surround it with all the cuteness and fairies and palaces and royalty, but people are dying in windowless rooms, Hemi.
Fictitiously. Windowless rooms is hilarious, though.
there's people suffering, not in real life, but in her mind. So, like I said, it really depends on her, how she is. If she already is controlling and there's already issues, this just doubles up.
Yeah. Well, maybe she's not controlling, and maybe this is her way of trying to gain some control.
Right. Then it would be a playful, like, hey, is this like venting? Because some of your wording concerns me, but also I'm not going to say I get it,
But it's funny.
But it's to someone.
It's funny. It's funny.
Okay.
That shit's hilarious.
Yeah.
She starts off. Look, just the way that it begins. It says that. Where is? Oh wait. It says she is the. Yeah. She wishes to become the High Queen of the entire world.
Yeah.
With everyone reporting to her.
Right.
While still allowing every nation to have their governments and rulers, but she can tweak their laws as she wishes. She ends up living in a grand palace and meets with the delegates from every country to discuss the world events and to yay or nay certain rules or policies being enacted. So basically, she's the most micromanagement fucking entity.
No. I don't think so. To be honest, I have a feeling this all deals with the boyfriend. The laws that are tweaked are like, when I post an image of me and blah, 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 you may only like when both are appearing in said image.
Right.
It's just going to be all laws dealing with her boyfriend.
That's hilarious. The laws of her life.
Yeah.
I get to control everything, and you may not do a thing.
Every image we post must receive a minimum of 1 million likes. Those found not voting will be met with the Black Squad.
The Black Squad.
She's going to be the first one that changes the laws around the world and gets like 1 billion likes on all of her images. Oh, see, honey, people love us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but the High Queen of the entire world should have that many likes, Steven.
I don't think you should be forced to like someone. We're really playing this out. Like, it's weird. Like, I'm
so
forming
funny.
a rebellion in my mind to something that's not even real.
Yeah, you are. You're like, I don't like the High Queen.
I'm a little
here.
annoyed. Yeah,
So-
I'm like, what's with this royalty thing going?
So
Like,
you're,
what is this?
So you're just a concerned citizen in this world. You're now living in the story, but you are neither her nor the man she's interested in. You're just one of the people in the town.
I'm a byproduct of this toxic relationship.
Yeah, she's ruling based on her relationship and not based on what the townspeople need. What are your concerns, Steven? What do you need?
I didn't vote for her. That's all I know.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, not listen for sure as a start.
All right. How do we create an uprising?
Well, I mean, if she's
How do we overthrow her?
tweaking laws and just kind of one day appears in charge, I have a feeling that won't be a problem. I think most nations would be like, no. Like, what do you mean? Like, I think they would just say no, and I think because she wouldn't have a standing army. Like, she announced she's High Queen.
Dude, she is the High Queen of the world. Look, she already is.
Okay. If we're assuming she's in charge.
Nah, she is.
She has eyes everywhere because she would have to. She would have eyes everywhere and has a standing army that can maintain control of the whole world. We have a serious problem.
Well, we do, but look, you're just a concerned citizen now, okay?
Yeah. Well, no, I've just announced I'm the High King.
No, no, it doesn't work that way.
Any men who have liked my wife's pictures. First off, if you ever find a novel I've written under some sweaters in the attic, that something's going wrong anyway.
Yeah, I'd be confused and be like, you know words? You write words?
I don't wear sweaters. That's the confusing part. Why is there a collection of sweaters?
Well, to be in the attic makes sense. You're not you.
Oh, that's true. There you go. They've been gifts over the years. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, those are just spare sweaters that were just handed down from generation to generation.
There you go. And they verified that I'm the High King.
There's relationship books handed down from generation to generation as well. It turns out that she's actually from a long lineage of royalty, and every mother wrote very similar books.
Yeah.
Yet, of course, you know, it didn't talk about, you know, Facebook and Instagram likes in some of the older books, of course.
I'm just glad it doesn't have like a biblical feel the way she writes. Because I think that would add a whole nother layer of what?
Oh, like if she's creating her own religion where she is the god.
Thou shalt like both of us in imagery. If thine liketh my social post singularly, then thine must be dead. Just random crap.
That's hilarious.
That wasn't as good. I hope someone comes through and like, no, what? I'll write a Bible version of it for you so it sounds good. My apologies.
Yeah, I was about to say, I wanted to get in on the action of doing the old speaking.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I'm going to fuck it up. I was going to say thee and thou. I don't know which one it is. I don't want to fuck it up. But it was going to happen.
Thine exes have not loved thee as I have loved thee, and thou should recognize that for eternity. That wasn't bad. That felt right.
Yeah, that wasn't bad at all.
Wonder if she has a burning bush.
There it is.
We did it.
Hey, and if she does, then we might have to part the Red Sea.
Oh.
See? Because the burning bush would indicate red hair. The Red Sea would indicate a wet. A wet.
You know what's funny? The burning bush is always like, every time it's represented is always like a multicolor thing or like bluish. It's weird.
Is it?
From what I've seen.
Oh, I don't think I've ever really seen it depicted. But, I mean, fire does burn blue, though.
It can, yeah. Which would be interesting in past times.
What items, and when does it burn blue? Like, when does it burn its hottest?
I think white is the hottest, but then it turns to blues and then reds, then oranges as it gets cooler.
Fair enough. Let's see.
That's why they say white hot and red hot, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, let's get back to the story. This is not even we got into the Bible and now we're looking at temperature effects on like the color of fire. Like we need to let's get back to fucking
Well, I was interested because I was interested to see why it may turn blue because I had never heard that before.
Well, it's hotter. See. Are you actually looking in this up right now?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, it says this. It says that this is due to incandescence of very fine soot particles that are produced in the flame. With increasing oxygen supply, less black body radiating soot is produced due to a more complete combustion, and reaction creates enough energy to excite anionized gas molecules in the flame, leading to a blue appearance. So it may be due to soot.
Oh, okay.
Soot was the correct answer, Stephen. Soot.
Well, I do know temperature changes too.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you're right about that too.
But good to know.
Yeah, like right here it says very hot gas molecules glow blue. Yeah, so who knows, man? Maybe there was like a leaking gas line right behind the bush when Moses was right there. Somebody caught it on fire, blue flame, crazy shit. This is leaky gas line. That's what it was.
All right, well, that works.
Figured it out. Now we know.
Let's keep the story going, damn it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. So fucking. I mean, but that is the story. So, so really, it's ultimately, you know, what'd you do?
Okay. Well, I mean, like I mentioned already, is I'd purely, you know, if she's always seems cool in real life, I would think she's venting. I would playfully bring it up. If this just is another example of this bad behavior, arguably, then I would be like, okay, another red flag, and probably consider moving on.
Yeah. Yep. Fair enough.
Yep. But what was the title that gives it away?
Well, the title was, I, 34-year-old male, found a notebook my wife, 30-year-old female, has written a whole novel detailing made-up scenarios in which she gets revenge on female friends of varying ages of mine, which is hilarious.
So they're married. That changes it.
Well, yeah. What? You said that changes it?
Yeah, they're married. I thought they were just boyfriend and girlfriend, kind of like how we talked before.
Yeah, I did say boyfriend and girlfriend. Yeah, it's wife. Yeah, but still, what do you mean? What do you mean that changes it?
If you're married, you know each other on a deeper level. So I'm assuming there weren't any red flags unless this is a dude that just didn't value himself, or he's so laid back that he's being controlled, but it doesn't matter. Which, I mean, in my past, I've kind of had those situations where I'm just like, whatever. Like, even like obvious things that should be red flags, I've been like, whatever. We'll just see how it goes.
Right. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it changes it, though, necessarily, because based on how it was written and based on all the information that we have, because like I said, part of the post was deleted. Yeah. It seems like it was written in a relatively open manner. Like, this is what happened. It seemed to be kind of funny, but it could also just be telling us just this portion of the story. This is what we get. Yeah. Even if they are husband and wife, they still might have some red flag situations popping off. Like, just because they're married doesn't mean it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, if he could be a really laid back dude and riding it out, and like it's gotten this far and it's just like, oh shit, like, dude, you need to wake up. You need to really look at things. Are you happy? Because there's a tinge of crazy, probably.
Yeah.
That may have
I mean, maybe. Or yet again, maybe she's just funny and he was just telling a story that he thought was hilarious.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know what's funny? She may have been like, what was that show? I think Ally McBeal. Like, her thoughts were animated in the show.
I think so.
So yeah, something like that, where like she looked at a dude and like her tongue literally hit the floor. So maybe this is like exaggerated versions of her, because she may have been like, oh, you know what's kind of funny? Like these tiny jealous moments I have that aren't that big a deal, but I want to illustrate it like they are.
Right.
And it kind of just took a dark turn when it was meant to be creative. Question is, after reading this, she's like, hey, you know what? I want to keep this, but maybe he shouldn't see it. Let me go hide it.
Yeah.
So there's some questions there. Why is it hidden upstairs? If she just saw it as like a creative outlet kind of thing, like why did you feel you need to hide it? Because it took a dark turn? Maybe.
Well, yeah, because he might not see it that way.
Yeah.
And that may be difficult to explain. At least maybe to him. Maybe they don't have that level of communication to where they can talk certain things out. That's and who knows? True. Maybe she was like, but it's so dope. I'll just put it underneath the sweaters for a little bit. I don't know, maybe. But I mean, obviously, ultimately, people find things. Or who knows? Maybe she put it there on purpose to get him to find it at some point. To be like, yeah, this is what I thought, but never really told you. But here's a good way of explaining it, so you kind of have a feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, which yet again is still a very funny way of saying
So-
what she's saying. It's just funny to me.
At this point, like, let's say I truly know my wife and I'm like, wow, this is like weird and crazy, but she's creative and has made things that have been like dark humor before. So let's just say it all lines up. No red flags, nothing like that. I would use this to play a game.
What would you do?
Well, let's say we're going to the car. I open the door for her. She's like, oh, thanks, honey. I'm like, no problem, Your Highness. Just little hints.
Right.
You're my queen. You know that?
Yeah.
Just thick enough to where she's like, what's going on? I need to go find the book. And then you have the book like moved.
Yeah, it's great.
You could definitely play a game with this, which would be fun and hilarious.
I would play a different game. I would write my own book.
And put it there.
I would battle back.
I am the High King.
You're not the only one writing books, B. Like, it's not not just your book that you get to write. I can write my own shit
Let's just play this out.
and say what I want to happen in it.
Let's say you never bring it up. We go your route. Write another book, which is on the same level or just as funny, competing. Do you hide it as well?
No. You what you do is you write it in a feather pen.
I see you angrily writing with a feather pen and it like tickling your nose at the same time. Like
You scroll the majority of it. And then you go out and you buy an old desk that you then put in your room when she's just not home. So now it's in the room. You have your book there. And once it's all fully written and everything, then you just, you leave it there with the little ink blot, the little feather pen. You know what I mean? And then, you just leave it there.
Do you seal it with wax? Like, how far are we go?
Nah, you don't even seal it. The wax can be there, but it's not sealed. Like, it seems fresh. It seems like someone just wrote it. But they wrote it a long time ago. So this gives it a lot of legitimacy, but it was freshly done. You feel like you're actually back in time. So then, so then you read it, and then you see how much of a boss he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the route I would go. I would definitely write my own story, and it would be so hilarious. Oh, it would be so funny.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Okay. I think
and my bad, not to cut you off. I would also buy a king robe and maybe the Burger King head. You know what I'm talking about?
Walk
the
around
Burger
the house.
King head thing. Yeah, I'm gonna walk around like that, like him.
I feel like you should just be like, hey, we should go to Burger King all the time.
Always.
Always.
We're never going to Dairy Queen.
There's just something about a king being better than a queen. I think you would agree, right, honey? You would just something about him being like having more authority, taking out.
Something about the chain of command.
Like it would be so cool. Like if a dude hits on you to like have a squad, maybe like a gray squad that went out and like took out those dudes, maybe torture them a little bit. You get it, right?
Gray squad.
I didn't want to say
a white squad.
Yeah, I did not want to say it.
Maybe a white squad take them out.
That's right.
There it is.
I think you should just write the book and just hide it with that one. And then when y'all are in your 80s and you're dying and she's still good to go, you're like, I found your book. I wrote a response. Love you. And then just die right there.
Oh my God. That's crazy to have that much
Dedication.
To have that much knowledge of when you're about to die, to be able to have that be your last sentence because you're just that aware of when you're gonna go.
Oh, you know what? Let's just do the whole lawyer thing where a random lawyer pops up and says, "Hey, Mr. Kelley had dying wishes, and here's what it is. It's purely this scroll." That looks like it's written in the 1700s, but obviously it was written more recently.
It's so funny. Oh, it's so funny.
He wanted me to read it to you while sounding like a jester from the Middle Ages.
Oh man. Oh, that's glorious. Yeah, if you pay to have somebody do that, oh man, that might be better than just leaving it sitting there on the desk.
If you know your wife, because obviously she's sad. The king has passed. Oh, you could pay a bunch of people to come in.
By king's decree.
And you have like a Viking king funeral.
Oh my God.
All these wild, Viking big blonde dudes come in. They pick you up while she's like, what's going on? The king has died, ma'am. You're the high queen. So you know what's happening here.
Oh man. I love it. I'm just mad that I'm not alive to see it. So I think I would want to just do exactly what you said almost, but just not the funeral. Like, this is just when she comes in the house. I agree. Having the dude announce.
I convened a war council.
Like, right when she walks in the room, he's standing there. He's standing there with a scroll right when she walks in the room. He scares her and he's like, by king's decree. You know what I mean? And then he just starts going in. Oh my God. Yeah, there's trumpeters in there. There's all kinds of shit. Oh, it's just glorious. Big red carpet leads to me. And I will be in my king uniform. But when you open it up, I'm just going to be in some underwear. That's it. It's just me in underwear. Underwear and a robe with a crown.
Well, you're the king. Be comfortable.
Yes. Oh, it's going to be marvelous.
I'm sure it's the finest silken underwear in the land.
That's the only thing that I will have. That's the main thing I'll make sure exists for me as king. Really, I'm actually going to put that in my book. And all the dudes who used to hit like on her pictures, they're going to get all my linen and weave it.
Oh.
Do you weave linen? If you don't, you will. They're weaving.
I feel like you just made a sweatshop, which I don't know if that's worse than what she did with the people she's messing with.
No. First of all, it's all fictitious. She killed them, okay?
Oh, that's true.
I'm putting them to use, okay? I didn't say they can't go out and shit. They can do whatever they want, but and I also didn't say I wasn't paying them.
I
didn't say I wasn't paying them. I'm paying them. I got mad money.
Okay. Well, you're a good king.
Yeah.
I'd vote for you.
Oh, the best king. But every time I give them a check, they're like, "Oh, it's this guy."
Well, yeah, everyone hates
this guy.
Boss,
He's way better than us, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's why I do it." To make myself feel good.
I feel like this is a good stopping point for this episode. So, guys, thank you so much for listening to our show. It truly means a lot. Find us wherever you find your favorite podcast and check us out on social media. Just search Ponder Freak. We can't wait to hear from you. Till next time.